Welcome back everyone. Today, we're continuing an intriguing storyline that my friend Call Me Arj started but left unfinished years ago. I've always wondered why he stopped it, as it's such a fascinating concept. But no worries, from today, we're continuing and expanding upon that very story. I have plenty of ideas and directions to explore, aiming to give it the proper ending it deserves. This is part 1 of our new series, What If Vegeta Revived Nappa 20 Years Later. Let's aim for 350 likes on this one, and don't forget to leave a comment. With that, let's begin. In the world of Dragon Ball, while Goku and Vegeta have undoubtedly become the central figures, reaching incredible levels, even beyond most gods, other Saiyans have been left behind, lost to the sands of time. One such Saiyan is Nappa, the elite guard who was tasked with watching over Vegeta from birth. However, he was betrayed and killed by Vegeta, the very Saiyan he swore to protect. But today, in this what-if scenario, the Prince of Saiyans will meet Nappa once again. Years had passed and the prince had something that he had been dying to say. Our story begins with Trunks and Vegeta deep in training. Trunks, in his base form, faces off against his father, who is a Super Saiyan. The gravity chamber hums with power, amplifying every movement and every blow exchanged. Vegeta smiles, noticing how much his son has improved since their last sparring match. Not bad, Trunks. That punch almost stung a little. You've been training well. I'm impressed, Vegeta says, his pride evident in his tone and the slight nod of approval. Trunks, slightly blushing from his father's rare compliment, responds with determination. Thanks, Dad, but you haven't seen anything yet. Watch this. In an instant, Trunks rushes at super speed directly towards his father, his fists a blur of motion. But with ease, Vegeta blocks every attack with just one arm, effortlessly neutralizing his son's efforts. The sound of their clash echoes through the chamber, a testament to their raw power. Vegeta smirks, his eyes twinkling with a mixture of amusement and challenge. You think you can best me with speed alone? You need more than that, boy. Show me your true strength. His voice is filled with both encouragement and authority, pushing Trunks to go beyond his limits. Trunks, frustration building, throws a particularly fierce punch, only for Vegeta to catch it mid-air. With a smirk, Vegeta twists and delivers a swift kick to Trunks' stomach. The impact sends Trunks flying across the chamber, knocking him back to his base form as he groans in pain. I told you to take it easy on me, Trunks moans, rubbing his sore stomach. You've gotten way stronger since you went to Yard Rat. It's not fair. Vegeta laughs heartily, the sound deep and resonant. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, son, but if the gap between us is only widening, it just means you aren't improving enough. How can you even call yourself a Sen when you've been stuck at Super Sen for years now? It's pathetic. By your age, Kakarot's firstborn was already a Super Sen too. There's still a long way for you to go, my son. Trunks hears his father's words and feels a wave of disappointment wash over him. Well, to be honest, I guess you're right, Dad, he admits, looking down at the ground. But Mom never lets me fight in any of the big battles anymore. From what Gohan told me, he used to fight everyone, including that Frieza and Cell guy when he was my age. All I have to train with is Goten, but he's only a Super Saiyan as well. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I'm supposed to go see him. See you later, Dad. Vegeta, caught off guard by Trunks' sudden change in conversation, quickly shifts from surprise to anger. Wait, this is exactly why you aren't improving, Trunks. Why do you even see Kakarot's brat so often anyway? You have all the training equipment in the world over here, yet you run off to play. Trunks pauses, considering his father's words before replying. Well, he is my best friend after all. We've been playing together since we were babies. I'm always going to have a great bond with him. You know what I mean, right? Actually, Dad, who was your best friend growing up? Was it Goten's dad? Vegeta's eyes narrow as his mind drifts to an image of himself and Goku holding hands like best friends. The very thought brings a look of disgust to his face. No, definitely not that clown. We aren't even friends now. Just go. You don't need to know about my best friend, Trunks. Trunks chuckles to himself, thinking, oh dear, looks like I hit a nerve with Dad on that one. I wonder why he can't admit how much he likes Goku. Out loud, he says, ha ha ha. Okay if you say so, Dad, I'll be back for dinner. With that, Trunks flies off, leaving Vegeta behind. Vegeta watches his son disappear into the sky, a mixture of pride and frustration in his eyes. He clenches his fists deep in thought. Trunks has potential, but he needs to push himself harder, he mutters to himself. Perhaps it's time I reminded him what it means to be a true Saiyan. Vegeta then thinks to himself about who his childhood best friend really was. He reflects deeply, with visions of people from his past flooding his mind. First, he sees his father, King Vegeta, stern and powerful. Then Raditz, fierce and loyal. Finally, Nappa. The memories of Nappa are vivid, Nappa was there when Vegeta was just a baby, as he grew into a young boy, then a young adult, and finally, the painful memory of how it all ended, with Vegeta himself being the one to kill his closest friend. As these memories surface, Vegeta feels a wave of regret and guilt. Nappa had been more than just a guard or a subordinate. He had been a friend, a constant presence in Vegeta's life. The image of Nappa's face in those final moments haunts him, and for the first time in years, Vegeta feels a deep sense of shame. "I did that. To my best friend," he murmurs to himself, his voice barely a whisper. "All those years he served me without a word back since birth, and I forsook him like he was nothing. I was no better than Frieza, and I've left him to rot in hell ever since. I have to make this right. I can't let him think I didn't care or see him as a friend." Determined, Vegeta puts his shirt back on, readying himself to visit Nappa for the first time in over 20 years. He hopes to apologize and rectify the mistakes of his past. Placing 2 fingers on his forehead, he prepares for instant transmission, thinking, let's get a lock on Nappa. He'd be in hell, surely. Just then, he realizes he doesn't even know where hell is. Frustrated, he mutters, "I'm actually going to have to ask that clown for help. Why is he involved in every story arc?" With a sigh, Vegeta acknowledges that he needs Goku's assistance. His pride may be wounded, but the chance to right his wrongs with Nappa is worth it. We then see the scene switch to Goku, who is fishing by himself. He suddenly feels a tug on his line and realizes he's got a catch. "It's time," he exclaims, pulling out a massive fish. Goku can't help but smile, saying, "Now that's what I call a fish. Chi-Chi's gonna love this. Ha!" He hauls his catch out of the water just as Vegeta arrives via instant transmission. Standing in front of his now comically large fish, Goku notices Vegeta and begins, "Hey, Vegeta, what brings you here? Finally want to train with me for a bit?" Vegeta, his expression serious, shakes his head. "Kakarot, I need you to take me to hell. I need to meet with Nappa again." Goku looks puzzled, scratching his head. "Nappa? Why does that name seem so familiar? Was he that purple guy who stole my body on Namek? Why would you want to see him?" Vegeta, with literal disbelief, thinks to himself, "This idiot never fails to amaze me," before suddenly, angrily yelling, "No, you imbecile, that was Captain Ginyu. Nappa is the guy whose back you broke on Earth when I first arrived. How do you confuse a Sen with a purple monster with horns?" Goku replies, "Oh, that guy. Oh yeah, I don't think he'll be too happy to see me after what I did. Oh wait, even you killed him, didn't you?" Vegeta, still slightly ashamed, looks back in silence. The memories of that day flood back to him, but he pushes them aside. Goku then realizes, "Wait, are you wanting to see him to apologize? Over 20 years later? Haha, think it might just be a bit too late for that one." Vegeta, now holding in his rage at Kakarot's questioning, explodes, yelling, "Just shut up and take me, clown." Goku, seeing the determination in Vegeta's eyes, nods and grabs his arm. All right, no need to get so worked up, Vegeta, let's go." He pauses, then adds with a grin, "Whatever you say, Vegeta, just try not to cry when you apologize." The scene then changes to a strange landscape, the eerie and twisted path of hell provided for low-level villains such as Nappa. Goku and Vegeta finally arrive in the eerie landscape of hell. Vegeta looks around, puzzled and irritated. This is supposed to be hell. Where the hell are we? I expected much worse conditions than this. I don't even see anyone around here, you clown." Frustrated, he grabs Goku by the collar and yells, "I asked you to do one thing and one thing only, and you couldn't even do that. I knew I should have done this myself the minute you thought Nappa was Captain Ginyu." Goku, trying to calm him down, replies, "Vegeta, relax. He should be around here somewhere. I went straight to his key signature. Why don't we try powering up to lure him out?" As he says this, a large shadow looms over them. Something massive falls from above, smashing to the ground with intent to crush them. Goku and Vegeta dodge at the last second, and standing before them is an enraged Nappa. Clearly, he hasn't forgotten the past. "Ah, Princess Vegeta, how nice of you to visit me after all these years. I never did get to thank you for sending me here for the rest of eternity. Allow me to thank you now and make sure you stay and never leave either." Nappa lunges at Vegeta, but Vegeta effortlessly avoids the attack, as if Nappa is moving in slow motion. Vegeta remains calm, understanding that Nappa has every right to be angry. He tries to interject, "Nappa, listen to me. I have something to say to you. Just give me a moment and calm down." But Nappa, consumed by rage, roars, "I don't need to listen to you ever again. You aren't my prince nor my king. Our ties are dead after what you did, and I won't stop till you feel the same pain that I did. I'm not the same as I was before, and you will learn the power of a Saiyan elite today." Vegeta looks back, speechless, knowing there's no way to verbally calm such an enraged Saiyan. Quietly, he says, "Fine, Nappa, so be it. You gave me no choice, so just sit there and watch." As he finishes speaking, Vegeta's eyes begin to turn green, and his hair shifts from black to blonde. Nappa cannot believe what he's seeing, his mouth opening wider than ever before. He begins muttering, Vegeta, it can't be, is that the legendary Super Saiyan?" Vegeta responds cockily, Why yes it is, Nappa, so you can carry on trying to attack me in vain. Just settle down and listen to what I have to say." Nappa, now with a disappointed and slightly angered look, says, "Of course, this had to happen. Why else would you have come here so confidently? So, I guess the legends were true, and you were the legend that came every 1,000 years, just as King Vegeta had prophesied." Vegeta nods, his aura glowing brighter. "The prophecy was true, Nappa, but it's not just about being the legend. It's about understanding the responsibilities that come with this power." The now humbled and calmed down Nappa admits defeat and says, "I guess there isn't much hope in fighting a Super Saiyan. I'll listen to what you have to say." But then suddenly, he spots Goku from the corner of his eye and yells, "But just because I'm going to listen to you, doesn't mean I don't need to get revenge on the low-class Kakarot too. I'll get you back for breaking my spine if it's the last thing I do, low-class scum." Nappa immediately rushes at Goku, who calmly watches on. But in an instant, Nappa is stopped in his tracks as Goku grabs his arm, revealing his own Super Saiyan form. Goku's hair turns golden, and his eyes take on a fierce green hue. Nappa begins to mutter, Kakarot, you're a Super Saiyan too? It just can't be. You're low-class scum. Can someone explain? How are there two Super Saiyans of legend?" Goku, maintaining his grip on Nappa's arm, says calmly, "Nappa, things have changed. Power levels and class don't matter anymore. What matters is how we use our strength and who we choose to be." But suddenly, Vegeta interrupts, "Nappa, stop!" Immediately, Nappa looks to his side and notices Vegeta bowing down for the first time since meeting Beerus. Vegeta then begins to apologize. "Nappa, I didn't come here to cause you any problems. I wanted to explain. When I was younger, I was lost. Being under the rule of that tyrant Frieza and watching my father bow down to his weakness made me lose sight of everything that was important and seek only power. What I lost sight of was you, and everything you did for me as I grew up. Over time, I realized this. I learned again the meaning of friends and family and started one of my own. I tried to hide away the sins of my past and never faced them head on, but I was wrong to do so. Nappa, I want to tell you today, you were my closest friend, and I will never forgive myself for sending you down here after everything. I'm sorry, Nappa." Immediately after hearing these words he couldn't even imagine could ever come out of the prince's mouth, tears began to stream down the massive Saiyan's face. Without warning, Nappa yells, "You were my closest friend too." He hugs Vegeta tightly and continues, "I forgive you, but my only regret now is that what is done is done. This may be the final time I see you for a while. I don't expect you to visit me in hell often, but until we meet again, I'll be waiting, no matter how long it takes." Vegeta, however, smirks and replies, "Well, there may be one way we can undo things, Nappa. You remember the Earth's Dragon Balls, don't you?" That's it for this episode, guys. If you've watched to the end, then that may be an indication that you enjoy the episode, so please drop a like so the video could reach more people. See you in the next episode, take care.